It still holds up, don't it? She said. And so, unless why this world so covered instead. She hasn't called me.
Hello, loves, and welcome to a behind the scenes Patreon reward creation studio vlog where I walk you through my process of coming up with the mermaid inspired drawings that I did for the May Patreon rewards. Bear with me, as a lot of this footage was from quite a while ago as I was actually creating the pieces, but they are all available over on my Patreon if you'd like to get some of these goodies for yourself. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have started working on this month's Patreon art, the mermaid stuff, and I'm also planning on doing this separate from mermaid because I have a theme in mind for mermaid. So I thought I could just use these designs for our Patreon reward art and have them not really fit with the theme. They're just kind of redrawings of old stuff that I've done previously. So I ended up coming in and redrawing over the sketch that I did in my sketchbook, trying to clean things up and, fill out details for certain things. So usually I would just go into the line work at this stage, but because there were some things that I just didn't have answers to, I decided to actually do another sketch layer. So I did that for that one. I might end up doing that for this one as well, but I'm not 100% sure if it's just gonna go straight into the line work or if I'm also going to do a sketch layer. If I do a sketch layer for this one, I think I only really need it for the Cyclops fish in the back. So this is kind of my Cyclops mermaid, which I love. I know it's not everybody's thing, but I absolutely love it. So hopefully my patrons enjoy it because I think it's fun. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I guess let's get into this a little bit more. But yeah, I am pretty excited I love mermaids. I love mermaids so much. I've been doing a lot of celestial stuff in general and like not space themed, but like star and moon and kind of that like witchy moon feeling with a lot of the art that I've done recently, along with kind of that celestial feeling. So I also want to do a celestial mermaid, but I don't know if I'm going to do that for this or where I'm going to fit that in. I love mermaids. I love mermaids. I love witches. I love stars and moons. So I'm having fun, so I'll probably do that in the future. I guess I don't have to just do mermaids in May, so perhaps next month will be celestial mermaid themed. Let me know, are you down for that? Would you be into it? But yeah. I should also put out I did this before, I would like to do some more polls for themes and things to happen on my Patreon. I haven't been doing that much recently because I haven't been drawing very much, so the art that I do, I wanted to make sure it was something that I was in the mood to do so that I didn't like hold up, delay, and not do the work. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I don't know if or when I'm going to start doing polls for themes. I might do polls for drawing, because if I start drawing more regularly again, which I'm hoping will happen, we'll see. I'm still ramping up my drawing. But if that happens, I might do polls for finished pieces, where it's just kind of like, here are some of the pieces that I've done. Which ones would you be interested in being a Patreon, reward or something like that, so that my patrons just get to pick from already completed art? That would be my ideal, but I just haven't been drawing enough recently or far enough in advance to let that happen. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm just gonna let you enjoy some of this drawing now, and I will get back to you in a little bit when we get a little bit further on into the drawing. Okay, so at this point I have completed the updated sketch for each of them. Now it's time to move into the line art. This month it seems like I'm just kind of going back and forth from each drawing so that I have continuous progress on both of them instead of doing one and then the other. I'm hoping to use that as a way to get the coloring theme to match and things like that. Words. Okay, so this month I am working on both designs pretty much at the same time. So each of them I'm completing the same steps so that they are, for the most part, equally completed. So now that I've got the base sketch done, I'll do the line art, then I'll move on to base coloring, then I'll do the actual coloring, and then I'll do the finishing steps. And in that case, I feel like I will probably complete one and then the other, so I'll do the base coloring for them, and then once I get to the final coloring and the final steps, I'll just complete the other one, and then I'll get to the final coloring and the final steps and I'll complete that. But I don't know, I'm just kind of going back and forth between them just to make sure that everything feels kind of cohesive and so that I'm happy with the level of detail that's on each of them so that they kind of fit in the same world, I guess. Footage, and I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. I love doing line art just in general. Like, I have a fun time with line art, but I'm not always really happy with how the end result turns out. Like, I want to try different things that aren't line based just in general, but there's just something so fun about actually just the process of doing line art. It's just one of my favorite, like, relaxing things to do is to create the line art of a drawing. Anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about how I'm actually pretty happy with how this vlog turned out when I worked on this originally several weeks ago or whatever. I was worried that it wasn't going to be enjoyable because I felt like, oh, I didn't have enough content. What am I going to talk about? Like, I had a hard time keeping track of my footage. That's one of my biggest issues with YouTube, is just keeping track of all of the footage that I take so that it's easy for me when I come to the editing stage. So I was feeling like I just didn't have what I needed to make this vlog. I will say this part may be sped up a little bit too fast. Let me know. I might try and slow down some spots more in the future if that's something that you guys are interested in. But I personally think this mixture of like speed paint and vlog is enjoyable, and I would love to hear what you guys think, because obviously you're the ones watching it. So I'd like to find something that I enjoy that you enjoy. But I think at this point I am working on the color roughs, and I think Past Me is going to talk about it a little bit more, so I'll let her get to it. Okay, so I ended up finishing the line art for both of the drawings or the designs, and I decided that I wanted to get input from you guys, so I went to Instagram and did a quick poll to basically try and see which color palettes you guys liked more, and now I'm kind of just waiting on the results for that. I'm probably gonna leave it up for a little while and then I'll continue to work on it based off of whatever choices I get. But for now, I think I'm going to take some of my video footage, put it back onto my computer, and kind of just do some, I guess, analytic type stuff. So I will catch you in a minute. It looks like for the first one, right is winning, and I'm surprised at how close everything is. Thank you to everybody who has voted so far. And then for the second one, it looks like left is in the lead. So these are the choices that you guys went with. So I'm gonna start doing the color. I put in my base so that I can use that for kind of the foundational and making sure that everything's in place, and I'll just do a bunch of clipping masks on top of these. So I did this for both designs, as you can see here. So I did that for both designs, and I already put the winning color scheme off to the side. I technically did that for both of them, but because this one is so big, there's not a good place to put the little color rough, so I ended up hiding it while I was doing the base, but I will have it out and about as I'm working on the actual thing, although I can just use a reference. Okay, so I have finished one of the designs and I'm in the process of working on the second one. I set up the physical rewards and have them ready to order. I just need to do the same thing for the second one. I am tempted to try and finish it all tonight, but it's pretty late. And the other part of me is all like, well, just go to bed now. I'm sure the cats are gonna wake me up super early, and then before work I can finish this drawing out and another drawing that I wanted to do, but a quick simple one I wanted to do for a possible shop thing happening next month. So I think instead of staying up super late to finish this, I'll just finish it in the morning. That being said, I might finish watching a video real quick and then go to bed. So that's the current plan. Okay, it is midnight. My battery's about to die, but I managed to complete my Patreon reward art and order this month and next month, so April and May. I also ordered a couple of extra things. Good morning! So today is April 19th and I had a really successful night last night. I ended up finishing all of the May Patreon reward art and I ended up ordering the April and May Patreon rewards. So super excited about that. Can't wait until they arrive. Feeling good. I'm like ahead of the game. It's been a while. I've been just maintaining and keeping up with all of my Patreon stuff, so getting ahead a little bit is nice, even though next month Mermaid is gonna take up most of my time, so we'll see how long being ahead is going to stay true. Fingers crossed it does though. Okay, so at this point, I take the final designs and start setting up the products. So we've got the bookmarks and you can see some of the promo stuff. I wanted to do the coloring pages and some of the digital rewards, so like the wallpapers and just kind of setting everything up. I do phone wallpapers and desktop wallpapers, which are fairly simple most of the time, and then notepads. In this case, I wanted to include the design that I also use for basically the Patreon exclusive print, and I ended up taking one of the little cyclopsic octopuses. And then for another one of the designs, I used the line art, which is something that I do enjoy using for a lot of the elements for things, is kind of like using the line art and then like lowering the opacity or changing the color so it doesn't stand out too much, but you still get that kind of fun, playful element. And then in this case, because it just felt a little bit too bare, I decided that I wanted to play around with some wording. That's pretty much what I was doing there. And then I have these templates set up for the wallpaper so that it's clear what they are. And I didn't really take into consideration with some of the wording how the icons would affect them if you're not using it as a lock screen. So I feel like the one with the wording is best for the lock screen and the other one's good for your actual just display. And then this is me just trying to set everything up so that I can showcase the digital rewards since I had already made the physical. And now you can see the final product. This is the May Patreon rewards. In this case, I ended up just using the 2 designs for all of the pieces. So we have 2 postcards, 2 bookmarks, and 2 vinyl stickers. And then as you can see here in the next clip, you've got the back sides of everything is kind of the line art version. In the bookmarks, they're a darker, they're not a darker, but they're the blue background. And then for the postcards, it's kind of just a blank one. So I think that's a fun effect. So if you're interested, be sure to head on over to my Patreon before the end of May, and you'll be able to get these awesome goodies, or anytime to get access to the digital rewards. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out and sticking around for all of this. Let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy this? And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, bye.